Hey everyone, Brandon and Brady. We are back again for another mobility video. Today we're going to show you a video that we've actually previously shot, but it's in a series of different exercises. Today we're going to break it down into one single exercise, and we're going to show you a way to get a little bit more stability out of the drill using a couple of these soft orange AccuMobility balls. This is going to be the Sphinx pose or maybe the cat camel upper back mobility drill. I'll let Brady assume the position and we'll talk through it as he goes. So unlike the cat camel, which will be done just in the quadruped, we're actually going to be sitting back on our heels for this because we're going to try and bias upper back mobility with this drill, and we're not so concerned about the lumbar spine, which for a lot of you guys, especially you lifters who may be a little kyphotic or if you're sitting at a desk a lot, this is going to be a great drill that you can do not only for back health, but to improve your actual mobility of your spine. Okay, go ahead, Brady. As Brady's doing this, he has a very active connection through the ground with his hand. He's not squeezing the ground, he's just pressing through and distributing equally through the entire hand. One way we like to think about that is almost to think about our fingers extending infinitely and pressing straight down through the middle of our hand and keeping a stacked wrist. The drill is to go into extreme flexion and then as much of extension as we can. Back up into flexion, head follows, and extension. And as Brady does this, he can certainly add some breathing techniques or some patterns to influence one or the other more, but we're really only concerned about increasing the mobility of that back. One cue that we like to think about when doing this, especially as Brady goes into flexion, is to have him not touch my hand as he does it. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. We get just a little bit more. Maybe not a ton, but we're really looking for a big range of motion here. As Brady goes back into extension, he's actually drawing those lats down, not retracting them, but depressing them straight down. If we don't want to use this as only a mobility drill, we can add some maybe neural tensioning. Is that an acceptable terminology?
Extra tension. We'll say
Extra tension, which only comes from your nervous system.
This is true.
Okay, and as Brady does this, it's the same drill. The only thing we're going to ask him to do is squeeze those balls as hard as he can, especially on the extension. Now you can flip the balls either way. A lot of you guys aren't going to be able to hold the entire ball throughout the entirety of your hand as Brady does because he's got gigantic hands. A lot of you guys are going to sit probably right on the top or right on the edge of the ball, but the idea is to squeeze and really twist into shoulder external rotation, specifically on the extension part of the drill.
When Brandon says twist, it's important to differentiate, talking about using the scapula to twist, not just moving your wrist or your forearm.
Yeah, big fault would be just going like that. Another fault that we're going to see, go ahead and get back in that drill, Brady, and go into like excessive cervical extension. Yeah, if we find that there's minimal work coming from the back and it's all coming from the C-spine, maybe you need to do a little bit more mobility work prior to doing this drill. And when we talk about mobility work, we're specifically talking soft tissue mobilizations with an implement. So be very aware of that head position as you do this drill.
Yeah, but some tensioning things that can help achieve a better position throughout this is when you're starting in a neutral position, establish a little bit of a brace to help bias the movement to your thoracic spine. And this is also a really good time to practice your thoracic uprighting, thinking about pushing your entire head back as you come into extension and not just looking up.
Yeah. This can be an excellent drill prior to bench pressing to get just a little bit more of an arch, or hopefully to bias T-spine extension somewhat in the bench press, or to get a better back squat position, anything that requires a neutral upper back spine.
And for people that just feel a lot of general stiffness, having some motion happen through your thoracic spine can help alleviate that sometimes too.
All right, Brandon and Brady signing out.